All right, what is going on, guys? Scars here, or Brian, whatever you'd like to call me. And first of all, guys, I am so sorry. It's been so long since I've made a video on my channel. I probably said that in the last video, to be honest, but for me, as I've always kind of said, YouTube is just kind of a hobby of mine. It's just something that I love to share my experiences of my travels and just things I want to talk about in general. I never saw this as kind of like a career or trying to make a career out of it. So just whenever I feel motivated to make videos, that's when I start doing so. And this is one of those videos that I really don't like to make because I don't like talking about drama. You guys know that when you look on my channel, most of my videos are about my experiences traveling here in Southeast Asia or any part of the world, quite frankly, wherever I'm at. But you know, whenever we have individuals that garnish a negative reputation to not only themselves, but quite frankly, other vloggers or other expats living here, specifically in the Philippines where I'm at, that's when I start having a problem with these kinds of people. And I feel like that I have an obligation to not only myself, but to others out there to let you know that this isn't right. And of course, I'm talking about one of these individuals, which there's several that I don't respect at all, and I have a pretty big problem with, but one of them that's really created a big issue recently, of course, which I'm talking about Pro-Life Traveler, which is not a small YouTuber, by the way. This guy almost has 100,000 subscribers. I'm pretty sure this guy is Eastern European, Estonia, I'm pretty sure, from what I understand, which I don't know anything about that country. But anyways, this guy essentially is going around essentially shoving his stupid long GoPro camera, whatever the hell he's using, in front of people's faces, acting completely creepy, not only around women, which, by the way, this guy has a wife and a baby, which I only found out later on when I realized he actually came here to Bacolod almost a year ago, where I'm living, and he was filming out in public, literally talking about how beautiful girls are sitting with them.
Guys, look at this beautiful girl.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she's so beautiful. In Bacolod, you can find so many beautiful girls.
I found that very disturbing. Also asking if women were lesbians.
Are you guys lesbians?
Yeah.
You know, all these sexually charged questions, and then realized after that he had a wife and a baby. And I found that to be incredibly concerning. But it got even worse when I started digging into his videos even more, and I started to realize that he was filming minors in ways that he was offering a vape pen to a few minors in one of his videos. He is seen picking up a young girl in one of his videos as well, even though she claimed to be 18. I absolutely believe she was not, just by looking at her. And then, of course, just, you know, putting the camera in front of all these children's faces, you know, touching them, touching their head, touching their shoulder, grabbing them. The hell, man? You have a wife and you have a kid. What are you doing out there touching other people, especially children? I mean, from a common sense, just human level, I mean, seriously, what are you doing with your life? And as a vlogger myself, or just as a YouTuber here in the Philippines, seeing that was just absolutely disturbing. I mean, I covered, of course, the drama with Vitaly and his harassment and disrespect to the Filipinos here, which had massive attention, which in a way was a good thing, because then it's given, you know, other people who try to come here exploit the hospitality and kindness of Filipinos, you know, a closer lens as well. If they start messing up, then they're going to get negative, you know, attention as well, and eventually someone's going to report them, and that's what ended up happening to this guy. He was, in fact, raided for a search and seizure of his, or some form of a search warrant of his devices. What that's about, I have no idea, but considering just what we saw in his videos of him literally going up to slums here in the Philippines, and I believe specifically in Dumaguete, putting cameras in front of children's faces and touching them, that's just what we saw on camera, by the way. And he's already broken several laws there, especially the one with the vape pen, offering that to children, which is definitely illegal for sure. But again, these are the things that we saw on camera. So these kinds of people are so comfortable just going up to people on camera and asking them, are you lesbian? Wow, you're so beautiful. You know, why don't you have boyfriend? Even though, again, he's married to a Filipina and has a child while he's saying these things. And he's that comfortable on camera being that creepy. So it absolutely begs the question, what is he like off camera? Or what are the things he does or says off camera that we don't see, you know? So that's what I'm really concerned about. And I'm not saying that something is going to come out of the, search of his electronics, but if something does, then it just reaffirms the point that these kinds of people are here in the Philippines right now, acting this kind of behavior. And yet somehow he gets all this attention from what I can only assume is other people that are just as creepy as he is that support him. I have no idea how people like that can be supported by others when you act this blatantly creepy. I can understand if he's single and he sees a girl in a video and maybe says, oh, you're so beautiful, whatever. But again, you're shoving a camera in front of her face, putting her on the spot, which I'm sure makes her incredibly uncomfortable. But again, you're doing this while you're literally married and again, having a child. And I keep saying that because it's bringing home the ridiculousness of it. But the biggest problem I have at the end of the day, again, is just when you start involving children into your creepy content and the creepy off color comments that you make. Especially when he came here to Bacolod, again, this was a year ago, and seeing just even the first minute of, I could hardly watch 10 minutes of his video because first of all, I can't understand what the hell he's saying. But secondly, it's just the amount of just creepiness that this guy gives off and almost like, thinking that he's, seen as attractive to other girls because they look back at him because he's filming them. Well, it's no surprise, man, when you got a 4-foot stupid GoPro selfie stick, in front of you. Of course, people are going to notice that because that's just not normal. You don't see people with a huge selfie stick going into shopping malls filming themselves like that. So of course, it's going to garnish some form of attention because it's just curiosity, not because they find you attractive or handsome or whatever. This guy definitely woke up on the wrong side of the bed. He's very rough looking for his age, I have to say. But I don't want to attack him too much on his physical appearance, but just, man, this guy is just absolutely super creepy. And again, it's not just him, it's other individuals here in the Philippines making videos, freeze framing women's faces in their videos, or again, going to the slums, filming very young women and, in my opinion, also underage girls, right? Just living their life without their knowledge that you're filming them, and then putting it on YouTube for everyone to see and gathering all this attention. It's just, it leaves an ick in my body that I really don't like. And especially as just, again, someone who's been here almost 2 years myself in the Philippines, I just can't imagine taking advantage of the hospitality in this kind of way, right? Going out and just acting so creepy and again, breaking the law, blatantly breaking the law too, when you start exploiting the children as well with your camera. It's just, I can't support that. I can't get behind that. And again, anyone who does, in my opinion, I think are just as creepy as he is. So sorry to say, if any of his supporters come into this video and want to leave negative comments, go ahead. I think you're just as bad as he is, supporting that kind of behavior. But yeah, I'm just tired to see so many of these individuals coming to Philippines, Southeast Asia, really just any expats in the world. You go to someone else's country, start acting very disrespectful or creepy towards the individual, citizens of the country, putting them on camera, putting them on a public platform for everyone else to see, talking about how beautiful they are, even though you're married. I mean, come on, man. It's just one of those things that it's like, from a common sense perspective, did you really think this was going to be a good idea? And also at the end of the day, you would think at some point these kinds of strange things you're doing would definitely be reported. And by the way, I have seen it in the comments in other videos that people had threatened or said that they did report him. you would think at some point you would have at least privated or deleted a lot of those videos prior, but only when he was actually getting searched, he had actually privated a lot of his videos. So I just found that to be kind of interesting that he waited till the very last second when he was actually already too deep into it, that he was, he was already taking accountability. And again, I have no idea what's going to happen with the search of his devices. If something even crazier comes out of it, then it just, again, as I mentioned, reaffirms the point that these kind of individuals do not belong in the Philippines. But I don't want to make this video too long, guys. I just want to say, pro-life traveler, absolute creepy guy. I don't support that. I don't support anyone who comes here to Southeast Asia shoving a camera in front of women or just anyone's face, but especially young women and especially minors, which again is literally against the law to do that. I think those individuals should be deported 100% or even serve time, depending on what's going to happen in this case. If they find something on his devices, I hope they throw him in prison for a few years and then deport him. So I feel bad for the wife. I feel bad that she has to go through this. I don't know 100% what, if she knew or she was complicit with what he was doing. Maybe she didn't know anything about this at all, but I think that it's really unfortunate that now she's going to be affected by this, and especially their newborn baby. It's very unfortunate, but when you act like a creep, eventually it's going to catch up with you. So anyways, I just wanted to make this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sure I'm probably missing something I wanted to talk about. If you guys have anything you want to mention in the comments below, I'll try to reply to as many comments as I can. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.